All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and that is totally the wrong title. So ignore that title right above my head. I'm slacking a little bit. Today we're going to be talking about. Can I fix that title? Can I fix it fast enough? Today we're going to be talking about the best settings for digital downloads. All right. Hey, make sure you say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're from. I'm going to fix that title really quick, or that's really going to bug me. 2 seconds, you guys. There we go. That's what happens when I get slack. There we go. So now we got the right title above us. So let me try my intro again. Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about best settings for digital downloads. So I'm going to be going through and showing you guys how to disable that download setting in access control. We're going to be creating 3 different digital products. I'm going to show you how to use a custom license and then how to sell your digital products based on usage rights. And then finally, the workflow that a lot of people have been asking for. How do we give our clients free digital downloads, or what is the best way to give our clients free digital downloads so that a bunch of other people aren't downloading those images as well? So those are the things we're going to be covering today. Got some of you guys already chatting with us there. Let's see. We've got Craigslist. Aloha. Forte is back hanging out with us. I think that's 2 live streams in a row. I've seen you back, Forte. Glad to have you back here. Jim Walker says he's trying to encourage his past clients to order prints at a 20% discount before he archives them. It's a great idea, Jim. I've seen a lot of people doing that right now, especially as we can't go out and do shoots. I'm seeing a lot of people go back and do like artistic edits to their photos, different things like that to kind of monetize a second, maybe a third time on those photos that you have on your account that you can use and do something with while we're all kind of sitting here not able to get out and go shooting. Forte says she's shooting llamas on Sunday. That should be fun. That sounds interesting. Didi Barbara, Dana Castillo, Richard, as always, hanging out with me. So make sure you guys show Richard some love there in chat. Diana Rose, Lynn, Warren, Wilson, thank you guys so much. Dana says she's glad that I'm setting up. You guys, I'm super glad to be setting up. If there's anything I can say about back issues, the worst thing out of all of that was being immobile. Like, I could deal with the pain, but it's feeling like I can't do stuff. That's what drove me absolutely crazy. All right, you guys, make sure you're saying hi. Let us know where you're from in the chat. If this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure you click the subscribe button. We do the live streams every Thursday and every Tuesday. And just a quick announcement really quick, you guys. Like I said during, was it Site Review Tuesday? BookMe is here. If you guys have not checked out BookMe yet, do it today. As soon as this live stream's over, make sure that you jump in there and you check out BookMe. And I'm going to show you guys a quick glimpse into what that looks like. Next week on Zenfolio Live, we're going to be talking about BookMe. We're going to do a little bit of a BookMe walkthrough, so make sure that you guys come back next Thursday. Also, we are continuing with our challenge of posting something daily. As long as we're in the middle of all of this, we as photographers, we might as well put our work out there, try to encourage people, try to make people happy, try to make people smile. If nothing else, maybe we can make those Facebook feeds and Instagram feeds a little bit positive for a change other than what we're used to seeing. All right. So don't forget to be posting positive content. All right, you guys, as we're going through today, make sure that if you have any questions, you get those in the chat so I can get those answered live for you guys today. We're going to go ahead and just jump in today's topic. Now, before I dive right into digital downloads, I said I was going to give you a quick sneak peek at BookMe. So if you see in your organizer right here, if I click on BookMe, I'm not going to do a whole lot in here because I want you guys to play around with this and I want you guys to come back. But just so you can kind of see what kind of things you can do, you can do lots of different things in here, like syncing with the calendar, lots of cool stuff. So make sure that you guys go in there and check it out. If you haven't yet, again, make sure that you go in there and check that out today, play around with it today, and then come back next week. We're going to be doing that walkthrough. Okay, let's get started on today's topic, which is best settings for digital downloads. So first, what I want to show you guys, really important, how to disable the downloading setting or the downloading feature in the access control settings. Okay, Guys, this is a downloading feature that I would almost always recommend that you do not use. And the feature that I'm talking about is if you go to any gallery in here, I would recommend doing this at your all photographs group so that anything new that you upload takes this setting on as well. But going to access and going to downloading right here, and it should be disabled by default, but maybe somewhere along the road you saw this setting and you're like, oh, maybe I need to turn this on, or maybe I should use this downloading feature to get my clients their downloads. I will almost always suggest that you do not use this downloading feature, okay? This is free, full resolution downloads in the gallery. So if I enable this, anybody can go to the gallery that I enable it on. They can download the images for free. They're going to be downloading the actual file that I upload. They're going to be doing it without restriction. They don't have to agree to any kind of licensing or anything like that. And the only little bit of information that you are going to see is how many times a photo has been downloaded. You're going to have no idea who's downloaded it, how many times they've downloaded it. You'll just see how many times an individual photo is downloaded. Also, the locked with the password option. Again, this is just a setting that I recommend not using at all and just leaving this disabled. Sometimes as photographers, part of our session fees or our wedding packages or whatever type of photography you do, sometimes we like to include digital downloads as a part of that fee. And then maybe you'll go into your gallery and turn that download on with a password. And then let's say you email the bride and groom and you're like, okay, here's your gallery and here's your download password. Well, you meant for bride and groom to get the downloads for free. You didn't mean for Uncle Dave and Aunt Susie to get those downloads for free. But the next thing you know, that download password is being shared out with everybody who went to the wedding. And all of a sudden, all of the people are downloading those photos for free when it was just supposed to be your bride and groom. So there's a much better way to give clients downloads using a coupon in our digital products feature. And we're going to be talking about that towards the end of this. But I would almost always recommend that this is disabled. You do not have to have this turned on to sell your digital downloads, and you do not want to use this feature for free digital downloads. There is a much better way to do it, and we're going to be doing that. Okay, sorry the big rant, but I wanted to really let you guys know how important it is not to use that feature. Okay, so that brings me to the next point. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go in and actually show you what download products you want to use, whether you want to sell them or make them free. I'm going to show you how to create digital downloads, digital products really quick. Now, if you guys have been doing some of the group training sessions, you've probably seen a lot of what I'm about to show you. If you have never sold digital products or digital downloads through Zenfolio before, make sure that you pay attention. I'm going to break this down step by step and show you and explain what each setting does. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go up here to selling and just click right on the word selling, or if you like to hover, you can hover and click main, but I like to just click right on the word selling. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to click on digital products. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create a couple of digital products. Actually, I'm going to create 3. All right, we're going to create a single image digital download where the clients are going to pay per photo. We're going to create a full gallery download, and then we're going to create a social media use low resolution download. I'm going to explain the settings, and then we're going to jump into talking about licenses after that. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on add product. All right, we're going to give this product a title. So I'm just going to say single image. Maybe I'll say image download. Okay. And then we're going to leave this set to photos. But if you do any videography at work, maybe you upload slideshows of your images or something like that. You can sell downloads of your videos as well. Now, next, we are going to apply the license to this digital product. And this is why I love this feature so much. Okay, because whenever your clients go to purchase these digital products, they have to agree to the license that you've applied to this product before they can check out or download that image. And then on top of that, whenever Zenfolio emails them their files, we also send them a copy of that license. Now, we have built-in licenses in here that you can use, but you can also upload your own custom license as well. So maybe you shoot real estate and you have a license for MLS use versus commercial print project use. You can have multiple licenses and sell different digital products for custom uses. And we're going to be getting into that in a second. Okay. So for this one, I'm just going to leave this on royalty-free personal use, basically saying, hey, you can use this for your personal use, but you cannot use it for any commercial purposes or try to sell it or anything like that. All right, next is the image dimensions. This is going to control the size of the photo that your client gets to download after they purchase this product. All right, I'm going to leave this one set to original photo because I want my clients to be able to download the actual file that I upload. But there are some other options in here that you can pick and choose from, and we're going to look at some of these here in a second. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this allow customer to leave a note option off. They don't really need to leave me a note. If they want to email me with a question, they can do that. I like to keep my buying experience really simple and streamlined, so I like to turn these kinds of options off. Okay, now a quick note. If you need, for whatever reason, to upload low resolution versions of your image, maybe you're shooting at an event and you're at a hotel and you have to use the hotel's internet, and it's not the greatest, and maybe for that reason you might need to upload smaller images, but you want to make sure that you're still able to provide the client with full resolution images, you can always swap the images out later on in order approval as long as you haven't approved that order. And I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like, but there is a video that goes through that process on our channel. Okay, so next we're going to go down here to the number of items required for the product. This is a really important setting. You want to pay attention to this and understand how it works. This is what controls how many photos your client can download after they purchase this product one time. Okay, so since this is a single image download where we want them to pay per image, we're going to leave both of these numbers set to 1. But later on, when we create that full gallery download, we're going to be changing these settings up. Now, there are some preview images down here that you can upload. Maybe you want to upload like a disk image, an email icon, something like that. Feel free to do that. I don't use this part because this is not used in Quick Shop, which is the buying experience that I prefer, but this is here if you want to use it. It's an optional thing that you can use. Okay, we're going to go down here. We're going to click Save, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit now since I've kind of broken down each setting. We're going to skip some on the next digital products, but I'll make sure that whenever I'm doing something a little different that I explain why and what I'm doing. So the next one that we're going to do is a full gallery download. This is going to let our clients buy their entire gallery as a digital download. Maybe you shoot weddings and you want to let your bride and groom get their entire gallery as a download, or real estate, or for whatever reason, you want to make it easy for clients to get the entire gallery. That's when you would use this type of digital product. Now we could start from scratch on this, but I'm going to use a lot of the same settings as we used on this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this one, and then we're just going to modify the settings that we need to modify. So starting with the title, I'll say full gallery download. We're going to leave everything else exactly the same except for the number of items required for this product. Now I'm going to leave that minimum number set to 1 because I don't want to set a low level requirement. But I'm going to set this maximum number to be higher than the most photos that I would ever put inside of a client gallery. So let's say if for me, I say I'll never upload more than 1,000 photos into a single client gallery. Then in that maximum number, I might set this to be 2,000 just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. Well, a lot of wiggle room, right? And then we're going to choose this autofill from entire gallery option. Listen, when you're creating a full gallery download, it is really important that you click this option right here, because if you don't click this option, your clients have to manually drag every photo in, and usually they're not too happy about doing that. So make sure that you click this option. Now we left the minimum number set to 1 because if our client's gallery only has 300 photos, we still want them to be able to use this digital product. So we're not setting a number requirement on it. We're just saying it can be used for up to 1,500 photos. All right. So we're going to go down here and click Save. We're going to create one more digital product, and then we're going to look at custom license options. So we're going to go from scratch this time, and we're going to create a low resolution social media use download product. So I'm going to go up here. I'll just say social media use download. All right. We're going to change this license. Personally, whenever I make these products, usually I'm using all of my own custom licenses. But for this one, I'm just going to switch it over to the unlimited online use that Zenfolio already has built in. All right, and then image dimensions. There's two different ways that you can set this up. You could use our low resolution 1 megapixel option. And let me clarify what that means, okay? A megapixel basically means that the image has 1 million pixels in it. And so if you want a dimension, that's going to vary depending on your image's aspect ratio. If you're shooting 1:1, a 1 megapixel image would be 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, because that would equal 1 million pixels. So that's what 1 megapixel is. It's the total overall pixel count, not a specific dimension. Okay, so you could use this option, and when you use this option, when Zenfolio gets ready to email the photos to your clients, we'll actually downsize it for you, and we'll maintain its aspect ratio, keep it proportionate, and we'll downsize it to meet that 1 megapixel requirement for your clients. But the option that I like to use is I like to use this largest dimension size, because then I can actually go in here and say, okay, on the longest side of the photo, I want it to be 1,000. You guys are going crazy in chat there. Oh, everybody's telling me happy birthday. Thank you guys. Who spilled it? Somebody spilled it in chat and told everyone. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so this is the setting that I like to use, the largest dimension option. And the reason I like to use this is, again, I can put that 1,000 pixels in here. And then when my client purchases this product, before Zenfolio emails it to the client, we're going to downsize it so that if it's a portrait orientated image, it'll be 1,000 pixels tall. If it's a landscape orientated image, it'll be 1,000 pixels wide. And again, we downsize the images proportionately and maintain their aspect ratio. All right, we're going to scroll down to the bottom. We're going to leave everything else the same, but I could create a full gallery download that did that as well if I wanted to. So maybe I want to set this up so that when my realtors come in here and they buy their full gallery download, it's already downsizing the images for them. I don't have to do it. And that way, when they get ready to upload it to the MLS listing, the images are already at that size that they need so they don't run into any errors. So that's one way that I use it. All right, we're going to scroll down. We're going to click save. And then we're going to move into the next part of this, which is talking about custom licenses. Okay, so Zenfolio has built-in licenses that you can use on your digital products, but you can also upload your own custom licenses. So a couple of things to think about. You can use this as a way to automate delivering your print release to your clients. Or maybe you want to make your photos available for personal use purchases, but also for commercial use purchases. You can upload custom licenses to kind of accommodate that. So to add your own license into Zenfolio, all you need to do is click on licenses right over here on the left. And then what you're going to do is come down here and click add license. Now, maybe you don't have a custom license. Maybe you really like our built-in licenses, but you wish that they were worded just a little different, or maybe you want to add some text to our licenses. You can actually duplicate our licenses and modify them. Or if you have your own custom license that you want to use, you can actually click add license right here. Paste in your license text. I don't have any copied. I'm just going to say demo 1 and we'll say blah, 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 blah. But you would be pasting in your license text here and saving it. And that license will now become a license drop down in that license option. So if I go back to my products really quick, and let's say that I want to change this license on this image to that custom one that I uploaded. Well, I could click on that. And then I could go here, and now that new license that I added is an option in here. All right, so it's a really cool option. Again, ways you can utilize it: automating delivering your print releases to your clients. If you have different licenses for different purposes or usages of your images, you could upload those in there and set up those digital products. Okay, So we've created these 3 digital products. They're not available for purchase yet. We still have to apply them on a price list. The great thing about that is that we can take this single image download, we can put it on multiple price lists. We can have it priced differently on each one. So if you want to charge your wedding clients one price for their full gallery download, but maybe you want to charge your real estate agents a different price, you can use that same product or that same digital product, and you can use it on different price lists and actually price it differently on each one. Okay. And we'll kind of look at that here in a second. But the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at how do you sell your digital products based on usage rights, right? So maybe I have a gallery where I want to sell my images for personal use, but if the client wants to buy it for commercial use, that option's in there as well. Well, the way that I would do it is I would take my digital products, duplicate them, and then just change the license on those copied versions so that they suit the use that I want to sell it for. So let's just say that we want to make a commercial use single image download. So let's go to this single image download right here, and we're going to duplicate it. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the license to the commercial use license right here. And that's all I'm going to do. Now, I could change the title. I could change different things like that. And you might think about changing the title. Oh, I guess I do have to change the title. So let's see, single image download. We'll say commercial use at the end. There we go. All right, so now we have a single image download personal use, a single image download commercial use. Okay, so we have these digital products created. Let's go get them on a price list and let's make them actually available to our clients for purchase. So we're going to click on or hover over selling. We're going to go to price list, and then we're going to click add a blank price list right over here. I like this option because it starts us out from scratch. We don't have a bunch of stuff that we have to remove. And let's say for whatever reason, maybe this gallery, we're only doing digital downloads. So I'm just going to call this downloads. Okay, we'll click add products. I'm going to click up here and go down to my studio name. And then we're going to add in our digital downloads. Okay, so we're just going to add them in right here. And we'll go ahead and give these a price. So let's say we want to do maybe for a single image download for commercial use, maybe we want to do $200. Maybe we want to do $10 on that social media use. Maybe the full gallery we want to do $500, and maybe we want to do $30 on this. And these are not pricing suggestions, you guys. I'm just throwing these pricing in here so that we can apply this and take a look at it from a client's perspective, which is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go down here and we're going to uncheck this because I want to control the order that these show up in. I'm going to select everything over here, add them all in, and then maybe I would kind of organize this in kind of the fashion that I want it to appear. And then we're going to hit save. Okay, so let's go apply this to a client gallery. All right, so if we go down, let's just go to this proofs gallery and we'll go to price list. We'll go to allow ordering from my price list and we'll click on the downloads. So now if we go to access and we get the link to that, I'm going to go file, new incognito window. Check this out from a client's perspective really quick. Okay, and so if we click on this, now you'll see over here on the right-hand side, you'll see all the digital products, and there are those different uses. So if I'm a client and I want to buy this image just for my personal use, I have that option, but then there's the commercial use. And just to kind of show you guys this process all the way through, if I click on this and add that to my cart, and then we go to the cart to check out, we go proceed to checkout. Before we can get through the checkout, so you're going to see this on the next screen, we have to agree to that digital license agreement. So they're showing me that license that's applied to that digital product, and I cannot proceed past this point until I agree to it. And then after that, I will also get a copy of that license sent to me in my email whenever the images are sent to me. So that is how you set up your images and you sell them for different uses. Now that takes us to our very last point before I check on you guys on chat, start answering some questions. Our last point is, what's the best way to give your clients free downloads? Especially now, since I told you at the beginning to turn that downloading feature off in Access. If you need to give your clients free downloads, let's say again, part of your workflow is, hey, included in your session fee, I'm going to give you digital downloads. And what's the best way to do that through Zenfolio? So I'm going to show you the way that I like to do it. Okay, so think back to that price list really quick. If we go back to that price list and we go to price list really quick and we go to downloads, if you'll remember, I set the full gallery download to be $500. Okay, so that full gallery download price right here, $500. It's important to remember that. So let's say that this is a wedding that I just got finished doing and I'm getting ready to email the bride and groom their gallery. How am I going to get them the free digital downloads and still make everybody else pay for the digital downloads? Well, you're going to set up a price list like this, put a price on your digital downloads, but then when you email the client their gallery link, you're going to email them a coupon that has a one-time use that will make the downloads free for just them. Okay, and so the way you do that is you go to selling and you're going to go to coupons and campaigns. You're going to say add new coupon. And then I'm just going to give this a name. Let's say Smith. That's not Smith. That's the Myth. Smith Wedding. Now the coupon code is what you're actually going to email your clients. We'll go here and say free digitals Smith 2020. Whatever you want to put in there. All right, this is what you're going to send to them. Copy this while you're here. Copy it while you're here. We're going to go down to the coupon value. We're going to say discount products. And then we're going to go here and you could do a percent. This is one way you could do it. You could say 100% off of digital products. But the reason that I said to remember how much you set the price for the full gallery download is because what we're going to do is we're going to say discount by an amount. I'm going to put $500 in here because that's the cost of that full gallery download. And then we're going to go down here and we're going to say this can only be used on digital products. That way they can't try to use that $500 credit on prints or anything like that. And then maybe this is a client that you've done several shoots for and you only want them to use this in a specific gallery. You can say this coupon can only be used in that particular gallery. So let me get to it. So you can say that particular gallery, you can say that particular group, however you want to set it up. And then if you go down here, this is really, really important. Maximum use, you're going to switch that over to one-time use. So that way when the bride goes in and she uses that coupon code to make her digital downloads free, she can't turn around and send that code to her bridesmaids, to her mom and say, oh, just use this code and you won't have to pay for downloads. Because once she uses it once, it's going to expire and quit working. And so the flow I use is I'm going to save that. Okay, create that, go to the client's gallery. All right, and then we're going to go down here to proofs, go to the email gallery option, schedule it to send because I'm always usually working late at night, schedule it to send out tomorrow, and then we would come down here and put an email in here. And then just down here somewhere, you might want to say something like, use this code and select full gallery download to receive your, it's I before E except after C, to receive your free downloads. And then just paste in the code, hit that continue to preview. And that way you're sending them the gallery link, you're giving them some instructions, telling them how to use it, what to select, and how to use that coupon code to get their digital downloads for free. And so that's the flow that I recommend for giving your clients free digital downloads. using that coupon code. The reason I do that is because it's still going to turn that into an order so you can track it. And it's not allowing just everybody to go in that gallery and download their photos for free. All right, you guys, so that is it for the training. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll come back, check on you guys in chat, and start answering some live questions.
Hey guys, my name is Richard with Zenfolio Customer Success. Once again, happy Thursday. I'm not sure how it's looking where you guys are, but it's kind of gloomy here in North Carolina, so I hope you guys are having better weather. But regardless, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Of course, if you have any questions for us, please feel free to drop them within the chat so myself or Robert or even both of us could help. That's what we're here for. And also, if you're watching the recorded version of this, we also appreciate you guys checking out the video. You can always ask questions as well by clicking on the link below the description titled Email Questions for Next Week. We will be happy to cover them the following week, which is what Robert is about to do right now for you. And he's also about to get to your live questions as well.
All right. Thanks, Richard. Again, Richard does such an amazing job helping you guys out there in the chat. I really appreciate him hanging out with me week after week. Oh man, thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. So to be honest, I've been telling my wife and son that I'm 37 or 38. I've been saying it so much this year that I was going to be 38 that now I honestly can't remember if I'm 38 or 39. I believe I'm 39, but I've been trying to get them to convince them that I'm going to be 38, but I'm 39 this year, you guys. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you guys. Okay, let's get to some of your guys' questions. We've got like 28 minutes left. I've got some questions left over from last week's live stream, so I'm going to try to get through those and get to your guys' questions. So here we go. All right, Vicky Carrera. I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm going to try and say it right. She says, I definitely need to know how to add details to the website title, locations, specialties, things like that. All right, Vicky. So I think what you're talking about is the little title bar in the top of your site up here like this, especially when visitors are viewing it. Okay. And so the way that you add information to that title bar, I shouldn't have done that. Let me fix it. There we go. The way that you add information to your website title is in your search engine optimization settings in your account. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to hover over your name in the top right corner, click on account, and then you're going to go down here to website. It's kind of here underneath me, so right here, website. And then you're going to click on search engine optimization. And this is where you can add information in your homepage title and your description. Guys, this is one of those settings that we usually put information in when we first create the account. As you can see here, I have very minimal information. This is what I want you to do. If you're like, well, I'm not sure what to put here, I want you to go to Google and search for photographers near me or wedding photographer or whatever type of photography you do. Go to Google and search for that. And then I want you to look at the listings that show up on the top of those search results. Okay. And the bold one-liner that's like the title of the page, that is this setting right here. And then that little snippet of text underneath the title, that's the description. And so when you're trying to figure out what you should write, you want to be looking at search results and searching for things that you want to come up in search results for. And that's the information that you should include in this section. So again, hover over your name, go to account, go down to website and search engine optimization. And I promise you, if you've never been back here, you probably have very minimal stuff in here, just like I do. Add more information. This will help you show up better in search results. Great question though. All right, let's see. Next question from Kathleen Riley. Could you use hide from visitors to keep the private folders private? So that's a great question, Kathleen. I think you're talking about if you go into a gallery like this and you have a gallery like this right here, and maybe you want to click on this and do the hide from visitors right here. That is not necessarily going to keep that gallery from being found on search results, depending on how you have it set up. So if you have galleries that you do not want people seeing I would suggest that you organize those and have those in a folder where they either can only be accessed by a password, or if it's a private gallery, having it set to private. I would not put any kind of client galleries or sensitive client galleries into folders that are public and then use the hide from visitor option. Okay, because that might keep people from seeing the cover thumbnail, but that gallery, depending on the settings that you have applied to it, again, could be searchable and found in search results and things like that. All right, next question. Warren Wilson, is it possible to add my own footer? More specifically, I want to get rid of the powered by Zenfolio. So as long as you have a pro plan or higher, you can turn off that powered by Zenfolio in your footer. So just to show you that really quick, if you go to website, and I'm going to do customize website in a new tab. Okay, and then we're going to jump into this new tab really quick. And we'll go down here to site footer. And then in here, there's an elements option right here where you need to go in and say, hide this powered by Zenfolio. Even if you have your footer set to hide, you might still be seeing powered by Zenfolio. So you still will need to come into the footer settings and turn that off. So again, that is right down here, site footer, elements, powered by Zenfolio, hide, apply, and then make sure that you publish those changes so they push out live to your site. Okay, great question though. Okay, let me go grab another question really quick. Trying to burn through these other questions so I can get to the live questions. Warren Wilson, how to remove social media icons from pages. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. It depends on what page that you're on. If you're talking about a gallery page, it's going to be on the thumbnails and there's different options. So just really quick, if we go into this gallery, so let me just kind of click on the gallery and we'll do preview in a new tab, and then we'll go edit and go to page options. Okay. If you're talking about the social media links that are down at the bottom like this, those options are going to be under page elements right here. And if you go down to the bottom, there's the Facebook like button. You can hide that, and you can hide the tweet button. And then there are some social media icons that can show up over your images. And so to turn those off, you're just going to go to thumbnails, and then right here, just uncheck these options so they don't show up. Okay. Once you do that, if you want that to apply to all of your galleries, then what you'll want to do is hit save as default and then publish those changes so they actually go live. Great question though. Okay, let's see. Next question here. Let me grab the next question. Sorry guys, my questions document is being a little weird. Okay, so let's get, there we go. Okay, now it should be caught up. Here we go. So next question from Mr. Fred Brown. Will it automatically change the cost of the digital image based on the license selection? So I think the way I demonstrated that hopefully answered that question, Fred. But basically, whenever you're creating the digital product, it's not going to change the cost when you're creating it if you change the license, because you don't actually apply the price of that digital product until you put it on a price list. So what you have to do is, if you want to sell digital downloads for different uses with different licenses, like I showed earlier, you just need to create a digital product per license and have it priced differently on the price list. Hopefully that question was answered earlier on the live stream. Okay, let's see. So Dana says, sorry for a dumb question, but is a license the same as a print release? You know what? I am not a lawyer. I am not a legal advisor. So honestly, I probably can't give you a 100% straight answer on that. Maybe, I'm not really sure. I mean, what a license is you're licensing the images to be used for a specific something. And a lot of times licenses will have a time period where you're allowing them to be used. Whereas most of the time print releases are just like, hey, you can just print these images for your personal use. So again, that's kind of my take. I'm not a legal advisor. Is there anybody on here who knows the definite answer to that? That's it. You guys, there's a lot of you guys out there who know a lot about that stuff. If there's any of you guys out there in chat that know the definite answer to, is a license agreement actually the same thing as a print release? Let us know in chat. I'm curious too. Great question though. All right, let me get to the next question. All right, so let's see. Lynn says, does the license transmit to the client with the digital download? So absolutely. Whenever your clients get emailed the digital files, they're going to receive a zip file. And inside of that zip file, they are going to have their images, and then they're also going to have a text, like a text file that's the license in there. Okay, so they're going to get the images in a zip file, and inside of that zip file, it'll also have a license, or that text file. The license will be as a text file. Okay, let's see. Next question. John Powers, do you need to make a separate product to charge for a different price for different uses? John, hopefully I answered that question again in the training. But the short answer to that is yes. So since you apply the price on the price list for digital products and not when you're creating them, then you need to create other digital products so that you can price them accordingly. Okay. Okay. Next question from Mrs. Forte. How do we add an administrator to the site for access? That's a great question. So maybe some of you guys didn't know this. Zenfolio has an advanced plan that actually allows you to provide other people access to your account. So let's say maybe that you run a studio and you don't exactly want to give somebody your login information because they could go in and change it. Like hopefully if you give anybody access to your Zenfolio account, like you know them, you know where they live, and you trust them, right? So but maybe you don't want to give them your information so that they can use your access because you still want to maintain access to the account, but you want to let somebody else be able to go in and do things in there, maybe help you with your price list or help you with different things like that. Well, as long as you have the advanced plan, and if you're not sure what plan you're on here on Zenfolio, you can hover over your name in the top right corner, click on account. And then if you go down here, it will tell you what plan you're on. As you guys can see, I'm on a special plan. This is a demo account, so I don't even know what the special plan really means. It's just a demo account, but you'll probably see something here like starter, pro, premium, premium business, or advanced. The plan that you need to have to create multi-user access for your account is either premium business or advanced. And if you're interested in knowing more about those plans or upgrading, make sure that you reach out to our super amazing support team because they are phenomenal and they can answer your guys' questions and help you with that upgrade. But as long as you have that advanced plan, you can go again under account and settings. You can go down here to, I think it's manage users right here. And this is where you can create an administrator account or something like that to where somebody can log in. And there's actually different levels of accounts that you can create. So you just say create new right here, put in their name. All right, then you would put in their email here. And then you could give them, and of course, email is not a valid email. I'm just kind of showing you, give them a username like this. And then you can go down here and choose their access level. Okay, and it actually tells you what the access level that you're giving them can do. So a partner pretty much has almost the same amount of control as you do. It'll tell you right down here. And you can go down here and use different levels. One thing, and it's noted down here, but one thing that you need to keep in mind is it does not matter what access level you grant somebody. every single access level can go into the photos section and view all of the photos that are in your account. Okay, so that's one thing that you need to be aware of, is that they can go in and view all of the photos that are in your account. Okay, but you just set that up, you put their email address in, you hit continue, it's going to send them an email, have them go in, create their password, and then they'll be able to log in. So it's a really, really powerful feature that you guys can use. It's really, really cool. All right, let me go back. Great question though, Forte. Let's see, let me grab this next question here. MR256 stand, is that a product? It's a cool name. Do clients have to enter emails and other information before downloading images, even if they are free? And if so, will Zenfolio collect those emails and names for a CRM? So if they're using the digital products feature that I just kind of went through and showed everybody how to set up, the answer to that question is yes. And it's a good thing for several reasons, because for one, you can track it. You can see what email address downloaded that image. You can see when they downloaded it, how, so you get that tracking information because it actually is created like an order. But for two, like you mentioned in your question, it does get added into your account. Now, it doesn't get added to us or anything like that. We don't do anything with your users' information, but it does get added into your contacts list. So people who place orders, they get added to your contacts list, and you can actually see that right up here. So if you go to communication and contact list, okay, you can see that information in here. And so there's different ways that people end up in this contact list. There's things like visitor sign in, there is doing a favorite set, there's placing an order, there's manually being imported in here. But this is kind of your contact list where all of that information lives. And then you can actually click here to see if they've placed orders. Like Dave Kim is apparently a huge fan of this account for some reason. Who knows who Dave Kim is? Put it in the chat if you know. All right. But this is where that information goes. And then you actually have options in here. You can select these people. You can schedule emails. All right. You can go here. You can schedule emails. You can have different email templates set up as well. Also in the gallery, you can see who's kind of related to that gallery. So if we go to any of these galleries, and let me just go to a client's gallery, maybe this one, we go to email gallery. I can go to my contacts, that's hard to say, my contacts right here, and then I can see all of my contacts, or I can actually sort this by who's kind of related to that gallery. So if I go into my clients and 2019 and go to weddings, then I'll see basically people who have placed orders or anything like that. All right, so that is kind of how all of that works. All right. That's how that goes. You can select it, add them there, email that to them. All of that information is right in there. All right, guys, we've got like 12 minutes left. So keep tossing your questions in the chat. I'm going to keep going until we run out of time. So keep tossing your questions in the chat. You guys have been fantastic today. All right, so next question really quick. And it looks like this is, okay. So it looks like Fred Brown knew what the difference was. And he says that print releases, as you stated, gives the lab permission to print the image. They are not supposed to print professional images. License agreements define how the end user is able to use the image. So examples are editorial use and commercial use. So it seems like there is a difference between licenses and print releases right there as well. Again, I'm not any kind of legal advisor. If you need to be really clear, like if you're doing commercial photography and you need to really have some very pinpointed licenses, make sure that you get together with a lawyer and have them help you out typing those licenses up. But thanks, Fred, for putting that in the chat. I appreciate that. Really helpful. All right, let's see. Next question from Mr. John Powers. You spoke about seeing the page incognito. Can you review, and is that a way to see if the changes to things like packages work? So, John, what incognito does is it really does a lot of things, okay? And you guys, knowing how to use incognito windows in your browser is really important, because more than just testing out the client experience, if you're having issues with anything online, like not Zenfolio, let's just forget about Zenfolio for a second. Let's say that you're trying to log into Facebook, or you're trying to send an email and you keep getting these weird errors. If you go to your browser, okay, and you go to File, and I'm in Google Chrome, and you do a new incognito window in Firefox, in Safari, in Internet Explorer, and I think even Edge, it's going to be a private window. These incognito windows are free of potentially error-causing browser cache. So if you're seeing weird things online and a site's not working right, or maybe you're trying to log into Zenfolio and you see this little red error that says unexpected error, do an incognito window and try it in that window. And if it works in that window, that means that you just need to go and clear your browser cache. You have something in your browser cache that's causing that error, that's causing a problem. And so you need to clear your browser cache. Now, the reason that I used it to go into that client gallery was because it's really important to check things out like a client actually is going to see the gallery, or like a visitor is going to see your website. Okay. And in order to really see things like a visitor sees them, you have to do it logged out of your Zenfolio account. The preview button is going to get you pretty close, but sometimes there could be a few things that are kind of the same. The preview button will get you really close. But if you really want to test it and see exactly how it's going to look to a client, you need to be logged out of your account. But if you're anything like me, I hate logging out of stuff. I never remember my password at all, ever. And so an incognito window lets you see that client gallery from a client's perspective without actually logging out of your Zenfolio account, which is why I did that. And so it's a nice way that you can go in there and look at things. And if you're making changes on your site, you can have that incognito window popped up to whatever client gallery you're looking at. You can go make your changes, publish it, change your packages and all of that stuff. Go back to that incognito window and refresh it, and then you should be able to see those changes that you've made. All right, hopefully that answers your question on that. All right, next question. From Dana, any chance Zenfolio will launch a CRM, or are you partnered with a CRM? So currently, we do not have any CRM partnerships at this time as regarding like sales reports and things like that. However, we do allow you to export your contacts and information like that, where you can actually import it into a CRM if you have one like through a third party or something like that. So I'm not aware of anything upcoming or in the works on that. Again, as Zenfolio is a company that we continuously listen to you guys, and we look for ways that we can improve the platform. Like, that is our number one goal, is making sure that this platform is built to service you guys, to help you run your business as efficiently and as best as possible here online. And our leadership team and just everybody in this entire company, you guys, I'm not just saying this, I've been with Zenfolio for the past 5 years. And it's just an amazing company. They truly have a heart for you guys as photographers. And so we're constantly looking for things that we can do to improve the platform, like BookMe and Photo Booker and those different things like that. So while I don't know if there's anything coming up in the works for that, again, we're constantly looking for ways that we can improve the platform. Now, like I said, you can export your contacts and import them into your own CRM if you have one. You just need to head over to your contact list and then do an export all right here, and you're going to get a CSV file of all of your contacts and all of that information that's in here that you can then import to your own CRM if you want to. Great question, though. All right, guys, we got like 6 minutes left, trying to make sure that I can get to all the questions. Let's see. Next question is from Miss Forte. Can you guys go over private training for the site today a little bit, or how to set one up? Private training. Not sure exactly what you mean. If you mean getting some help and like maybe booking a one-on-one training session, there are options for that. I think it's if it's not right up here, I don't know if Richard's got the link for that, but if Richard wants to throw the link out in chat, he can do that. I don't have the link for that in here to throw that out. But occasionally too, if you guys watch your account, you will see little things pop up in there to kind of suggest like, hey, click here and do this session. Like we've been doing a lot of selling sessions, so we do try to broadcast those into here. You'll see a little window pop up out to the side. Pay attention to those, you guys. I know sometimes going in there, you might see like, what is this? Pay attention, because sometimes we're offering you guys training sessions that you might not have had available before. There's lots of cool things that we do in there to help you guys with your account. So make sure that you're paying attention to those. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Next question here says, Meg, on another Q&A, can you go over photo books, different options for designing them in Zenfolio and options for selling them? So, I don't have time to really deep dive into photo books, but if you go to our YouTube channel and you just search for photo albums, selling albums, any verbiage like that is going to bring up the videos that we have on that. We do have some tutorials. Now, as far as designing them goes, there are a couple of different album options that we have built into the platform. Okay, if you go to selling right here, there is the photo albums option right here. And if you turn this option on, this will integrate our easy photo album service, where basically your clients go in, they select this option, and then they actually work with a designer to get their album designed. There's a lot of information in here. Come in here, make sure you read this and see how all of this works. So this is a really easy hands-off approach. The other option is if you want to sell albums that you design yourself, you could design them through like our integrated vendor. So if you go into photos, and again, I won't have time to show you all the options, but let's say we go into here and we select all of these photos. Maybe we go to actions and then we say, let's buy products. Then what you can do is once this populates, you can go to, and make sure you choose a specific vendor, go into albums and books right here. You can select the album option you want, and then you can start designing it for your clients in there. Okay, so that is an option as well. Let's see, we are about out of time. So if you didn't guess, Dave Kim is from the Goldbergs. It's like me and my family's favorite, well, it's me and my wife's family favorite TV series. The Goldbergs. That's what we try to watch quite a bit, almost every night for dinner. Dave Kim's from the Goldbergs. He's one of the characters on there. So that's who Dave Kim is. All right, you guys, 2 minutes left. Do I have another question that I can answer? Let's see. Let me see. Let me just go back and read some of your guys' comments in chat really quick. A lot of you guys hanging out with us today. Let's see. I'm just going to go shout out some of you guys in chat. Well, we're about out of time, so I'm going to say thank you guys for hanging out with me today. It's been amazing. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. I feel so honored to be able to do this, to hang out with you guys. You guys are amazing. This is by far probably one of my favorite days in my week, is getting to sit down Thursday and spend this hour with you guys, just answering your questions, chatting back and forth with you guys. You guys are just wonderful. I just want to say thank you so much to all you guys who are hanging out with us. Let's see. Let's shout out some people. Forte, John Powers, MR256 Stand, William J. Lee, CEEC St. George, Dana Castillo, Warren Wilson, Lynn, Diana Rose, Melissa, Dee Dee Barber, Kathleen Riley, Jim Walker, Craigslist. Thank you, Richard, for helping me with all of the chat questions. Sherwood Archibald, Fred Brown, Zenfolio Zach. I think I saw V-Tran in there. Kathleen Riley. Let's see who else. Lynn and Debbie. And I can't say all of these names. A lot of you guys hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. Don't forget, Site Review Tuesdays every Tuesday at the same exact time. We do 3 websites live. You can go and submit your site to be reviewed. And then don't forget, next week we're going to be doing that BookMe walkthrough. So make sure that you guys come back for that, because it's going to be really cool to see how that whole feature works and how to set it all up. All right. Hey guys, today, tomorrow, every day, make sure that you do something to encourage somebody. Make sure that you support somebody, that you lift somebody up, that you reach out and you check on a friend, and you make sure that you are doing something that helps you be a better person, and that also encourages somebody else to be a better person, because we're all in this together and we need to work together to make this place more positive. Thank you guys so much. Have a great and wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys again on Tuesday.